Ladies and gentlemen, the ultra premium Demon Rush cards are here. I have them in my possession and they turned out even better than I expected. These ultra premium cards are created using a new printing technology, and so I basically had the favorite cards of the game, the most played cards of the game, printed under this technology so that players can bling out their deck. This is really just for like the hardcore fans that want a full deck of holos, and these cards are, oh my god, they're beautiful. So the booster packs are on their way, but it will take about 45 days. So I had these ultra premiums air shipped. The booster boxes are being shipped by sea, 25,000 packs. It's a huge crate, so it's going to take a little while. So that means probably have booster packs available for sale late January. We also got Armoros in, so I can fulfill all of the Kickstarter orders. And the great news is we'll have all of this to you in time for Christmas. I just have to get all of this up on the website, and I have to start fulfilling the Kickstarter orders tonight so that I can get you guys all your items you purchased from the Kickstarter. Thank you all for donating and making this a reality. And we have chapter 10 coming up, only 2 pages to finish. And we also have the 5-minute anime is getting a voice acting in Japanese right now. We got an entire Japanese voice acting agency. I got my prime target for Soren, the Japanese voice actor of Soren, Kensho Ono. He does Canute on Vinland Saga. I'm really excited for that as well. Let's go through all of these cards and I can start explaining them to you, why it's important that they're foil, how you can get your hands on them, how many you should run in your deck. Let's start from the beginning. Armoros, the exiled one. One of these goes out to every one of you who donated to the Kickstarter, $25 or more. This guy is a greater being, so you can only use one in the deck. I only printed 500 of them. He's very, very strong. He kind of locks down your opponent when he's on the field, and he helps you out, speeds up your deck in the cemetery. We also got the brand new Soren and Rush Champion cards. These are alternate art, and what I'm going to do with these is give them out. If you buy a booster box, you'll get to pick one. If you buy 2 booster boxes, you'll get both of them. And the point of that really is so that I didn't have to print and make more starter decks. So if people don't want to buy a starter deck, but they still want to play, they can buy a booster box, and whichever champion they get, they can just use that and the cards they got in the box. Next up, we got Ancient Coin. This is a fan favorite. Obviously, it gives you ridiculous draw power in the Holy deck. It's a lot harder to play in Evil, but it just synergizes so well with Soren, so you gotta run 3 and bling them out. All right, then we get Amulet of the Apostle. I'm kind of iffy on this card. Some players like Brandon really love it. I'm not like a huge fan, but it definitely can make some groundbreaking plays. Next up, we got Waitstone. This thing looks beautiful, and I love this card because it always takes your opponent by surprise. It doesn't cost anything, so usually when you're at 0, your opponent will go all out, and that's when you drop Waitstone and wipe out their board, and they get really pissed off, and I love that. Okay, look at the Lightning Blast. So these look absolutely incredible. These are probably the best out of all the cards they sent me. I just can't believe how good these look. Lightning Blast is a card that we didn't initially start running, but now because all the top players run so many structures, running 2 Lightning Blasts in your main deck is pretty much mandatory. So get your hands on these while you can. Next up is Love Potion, which we have errated. It only costs 2 now, but you can only use it on your turn, and you get to take control of your opponent's soldier. It's really good in Evil because if you take any of their soldiers and then sacrifice it with Apple or Urzen, you just get huge pluses over your opponent. It's a really big deal. We got Wheel of Time here, a card most players only run 1 of if they run it at all. But again, the point of this is just bling out your whole deck if you do run it. Next, we got Kona, the Primal Bear, who is a very good anti-evil card, especially Evil Turbo. He's more of like a sideboard card. I probably wouldn't main him, but if you're going up against Evil Turbo, he can pretty much shut him down. Next up is Amulet of Atonement. This was done by Sandra Conat, and man, this one just looks so pretty in Ultra Premium. It's not a card that a lot of people play. In fact, I don't even think it's really that good at the moment, but I think in the future it's going to become insane. Next up is Forgotten Coin. Pretty much every Holy deck runs at least one of these. It's just way too good for recycling, and I can get it in a foil, and we changed the background as well so it shines more. Next is Blessed Cat, which turned out incredible. Like, actually, the orange and the foil on this looks ridiculously good. Blessed Cat is a floater. He stays on the board and he searches out other soldiers for you. I made a really strong deck with Blessed Cat. I called it Cat Control, so I wanted to make him foil. And now we got Spirit Wolf, which is a staple in the Holy deck. He's just ridiculous. You basically have to run 3 Spirit Wolf in the first set because he's just too good. He builds a wall, he searches, he gives you a free draw, he recurs, and he's a floater. So they're just ridiculous, and you have to run 3. So only printed 100 of these, get the play playset while you can. The same with Renee, you pretty much need to run 3 in just about any holy deck. Now you can run her as a foil, and she looks absolutely incredible. They did a really good job on the foiling this. I actually really love it. And these cards are super sturdy, by the way. They are thicker than normal cards, and you're gonna love it. Next up, we got Cemetery Hunter. We changed the art on the back because this card was very, very dark in alpha. I wanted it to be brighter and shine more, and now with the foiling and the changed background, this card really pops. So no more struggling to go through your deck and your cemetery to find that Cemetery Hunter that's super dark. And the same actually goes for Skeleton Warrior. We did the same thing. We updated the background art and lightened it a little bit, so now we have a foil. Just about every evil deck, or evil turbo especially, runs at least one of these. You only really need one in my opinion, but some people theorycraft that 2 is the way to go. And now Demonic Dagger. This card was like terrifying when we all first started playing, but since then we've kind of figured out how to play around it, so its playability has dropped off a little bit, and I think it's probably more of a side deck card. If they're not running a lot of defense and they're running a lot of weak soldiers, then Demonic Dagger puts in some serious work and can just completely take over the game. So if you want your playset, now's your time to get it. And finally, I'd like to show you Blade of the Champion, a brand new card. This card will be the first place prize winner's card. The world champion will get this card. Only 10 were printed, and for the first 10 world championships, I'll be giving out 1 each. The first world championship will be coming probably, I'm thinking sometime in March of 2024. We got to get the booster boxes. People need to buy them. We got to run some tournaments. So I'm thinking it's probably going to push it back. Initially, I was thinking a month after release. But now I'm thinking we'll do March, like let it warm up a little bit for spring and then host the tournament, which I've been preparing for this whole time. So let me go over real quick the amount of cards of all of these that I printed. There's less than 100 of each, and some are printed even shorter than 100. So let me show you that. So some of them I printed a lot more than others because they're way more playable. They're staples. Amulet of the Apostle from the top. I only printed 25 of these because I know people like Brandon wanted. So it's not something that like everybody needs, but like if you love this card, you can get some. Ancient Coin, a lot more playability. I only printed 50 because actually Ancient Coin is a foil in beta, so you don't have to buy these to have the foil Ancient Coins. The Blade of the Champion, 10 for you guys, 3 for me. Obviously, I'm not going to run all 3 because that would just be ridiculously broken and nobody would ever want to play me. You know, just in case someone wins like 3 championships and puts 3 in their deck, I'll be able to match them. Blessed Cat only printed 50. It's not like a super popular card, but it's beautiful and it's good. So 50 of those, 100 Cemetery Hunters because he's a staple, 50 Kona the Primal Bears, 100 Demonic Daggers because you need a playset, 50 Forgotten Coins. I think most people will probably only buy 1, 100 Lightning Blast because running 2 is pretty much mandatory, 50 Love Potions, 100 Renees, mandatory, only 12 Rings of Atonement. So, not a lot of people run it. In fact, I don't think anybody runs it in their top deck. That's why I only printed 12. So 3 playsets, or 4 playsets. I guess 3, because one of them's for me. Yeah, I'm taking 3 of all of these cards, by the way, guys, just for me personally, because I also love to play this game. So if it says 100, it's actually only 97. Spirit Wolf 100, everybody who plays Holy is going to get a playset of that. 50 Weight Stones and 50 Wheels of Time. So as you can see, these are extremely limited. They're high value cards. They're hard to print, but they're freaking beautiful and they feel so good in the hand and they look gorgeous. As soon as I get this online on the website, shop.demonrush.com, I'm gonna be working on that tonight and tomorrow to try and get all these cards up on the website so you guys can buy them tomorrow. I'll try and make another video or a community post or blast out an email or something so you guys will know exactly when they're available and you can first come, first serve, pick them up. Really, really excited, guys. We are getting so close to everything. It's like the culmination of all of these years of work is finally here. We're going to have this incredible new anime clip, the beta booster boxes. We got the ultra premiums, chapter 10's coming out. So thank you guys so much for holding tight because we are firing up.